Hey guys, it's Katie here with Life in the Mundane. Welcome back to my channel, and if you are new, I'm so glad that you came and checked this out. On my channel, I post every Wednesday and Saturday on making the most of the little moments in homeschooling, home management, parenting, and everything in between. So if those are topics that interest you, be sure to subscribe down below and click the little bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos come out. Today we are going to be talking about first day of school traditions. I cannot believe the first day of school is once again coming upon us very soon, and I had a lot of people ask, like, what do we do to make it special? How do we structure the day? Do we do a normal schedule and jump right in, or what? So just wanted to share with you guys kind of what we do in hopes that it might spark some ideas for you. So let's get started. Having traditions for the first day of school is an awesome thing. It is really exciting. It kind of sets the new year. It builds on the excitement, but I do want to give a warning to you guys. This tradition, just like any other tradition in our life, and I've talked about this before when it comes to Christmas traditions, but anything else in our life, tradition should not be a ball and chain that we are hooked to and that drag us down. So when we're having a bad year, or maybe, there's a pregnancy and you're super sick and you just don't feel up to doing the fun, peppy mom things, or you have a family member who's ill, or just life has been turned upside down for whatever reason, if you are not able to stick to your traditions, it's okay. It is a blessing to teach our kids to be flexible. It is good to build new and different traditions. It's good to take a year off here or there. So don't get down on yourself if it's not for you this year to do something like this, but just wanted to share kind of what we do typically. We've had years where we've done all of this, some of this, part of this, and I'm just going to share what the average year looks like, but it does change a bit from year to year as my kids grow and change, as my husband and I talk and we kind of decide what we like and what we don't like, and then also, just like I said, as the year allows and the timing allows. So let's jump into what some of those traditions are. So on the first day of school, we typically try to start on a Monday or Tuesday, and the first day of school is fun. Primarily, we don't jump into regular subjects. We might do like Bible or our morning playlist, things like that, but we don't really jump into full subjects. We kind of ease into those over the first couple of weeks. And I can talk more about that in another video if that's something you guys are interested in. But we are here to talk about the first day of school. So what does the first day of school look like? So typically my kids wake up in the morning, we do breakfast just like we do any other day. We might do something fun and special like pancakes or something like that, but in general it's just breakfast. And then we do first day of school pictures, just like everybody on Facebook and Instagram. We do first day of school pictures. I had a friend several years ago make up for me a wooden sign with little chalkboard stickers on it that has the typical questions: their name, how old they are, what grade they're going into, and what they want to be when they grow up. Really simple. I fill it in with chalk. They hold it up. We take a picture of them. We've been doing it by the same tree every year, so I can kind of see how they grow. Some people will do it against a brick wall or something like that, so you can kind of see how the kids grow along that. But we've moved to a new house, so new tree or new spot to take pictures of for this year. But that's something that we do that I think most people typically do. The kids really get a kick out of it. I enjoy it, and I put it in their portfolio. The next thing that we do is we usually do sort of a presentation of school supplies. I love school supplies, and I have passed that love on to my children. There's nothing more fun than a brand new box of crayons or new pencils, things like that. And if you guys haven't seen my video on what some of my favorite out of the box school supplies are, be sure to check out the link below and above, because that was a really fun video to make, and I've gotten a great response from it. But as far as presenting school supplies, we vary very much how we do this. Sometimes we kind of set it up Easter basket style. So we'll maybe have a basket or container on the table that's got each kid's colored school supplies in there, because we do color code our kids. So we do try to either get their school supplies in their color, so like scissors in their color or whatever, or we wrap them in color duct tape, whatever their color is. So like their crayon boxes have their color duct tape wrapped around it, things like that. So we'll have it in a basket on the table that they get to kind of dig through. Other years we have gift wrapped them and let them unwrap them. Other times we've done a fun scavenger hunt for them to find their school supplies. So there's just a lot of ways that you can make it fun, but it just makes it more special, and it also helps them recognize the things that, the tools that they're going to be using to learn and to have more of an appreciation for that. So after we've done the school supplies, we usually have a time of decorating. Typically what we do is I print out just on my regular printer, I just print out a sheet that has their name and then the school year. So the 2018 to 2019 school year or whatever. And I give them each set to them, and they have their brand new markers and crayons and color pencils. And I give them a bunch of stickers and things like that. And they can go to town decorating this. Now this will go on the cover of their main binder. We do have a few different binders for different subjects, but they kind of have one that holds a lot of different information in it. So they will decorate that all nice and pretty. Take those, then we put them in the front of their binder. It's fun for them to personalize it in a way that's special to them. And then at the end of the year, I take that paper out and I put it in their homeschool portfolio. So we have a section in that homeschool portfolio, if you guys have seen my video on that, for each child. And so I will put that fun cover there so they can kind of save it and preserve it, and it kind of marks that year. So we do that on the first day of school. While we are doing that, I pull the kids one by one aside and kind of have a bit of an assessment / goal setting time with my kids. So I will pull one aside while the others are decorating, and we'll just talk through like, hey, what do you think last year went, like, what do you think went really, really well? What do you think we could work more on? I have some goals that I have set for our kids. Some of them I share with them. Some of them are just personal to me that I'm just praying over. But, I try to share goals and also see what kind of goals they want to hit this year. Do they want to be able to read, a full chapter book by the end of the year by themselves? Or maybe for the littles, they want to learn how to write their name and their phone number, things like that. And so we just talk through some of that and write it down. We talk through strengths and maybe some areas that are weaknesses that we need to work on strengthening a little bit. But getting that one-on-one time and just that feedback with them has been really, really, really helpful the years that I have done it. We also do a little bit of an assessment. So especially, this is more for the littles, although I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to adapt and do this for the older kids now that they're going into 3rd and 4th grade. But for my littles, I've always had them start the year by writing their name and maybe doing a small copy work section, I found some great kindergarten assessments online. Finding that for older kids is pretty complicated and pretty hard for me to find. So if you guys have a great resource like that, drop it in the comments below. I would love to hear about it. But I try to kind of do an assessment to figure out where they're at. And then I try to do the same thing I did on the first day of school mid-year, and then I usually do it at the end of the year, and so I don't always have the middle sample, but I have those that I can put in their binder. I can see how their handwriting has progressed. I can see, I might do a video recording of them reading a passage so that I can compare it to the end of the year. Just fun things to see how we have progressed. Some of it is for record keeping, but most of it honestly is just for memories and to remind them and myself that we are making progress and things are continuing to grow. So we don't make this like a super long time or super strenuous time. I usually just pick a few of those things to cover at one time. So we're not taking like an hour per kid here, but we're taking a little bit of time one-on-one to work on that. And then after all of that is said and done, we present our kids with their first day of school present. And this has been really fun. We started doing this a couple years ago. And the idea, my husband and I were talking about it, and we're like, ultimately, we want our kids to learn to read and to write. We want them to learn to do math, but we want them to learn to love the Lord. We want to give our kids the tools that they need to learn more about God. So we really wanted to give that emphasis to the first day of school, that it's not just about the academics, it's about the character, about our heart change, and about our love for the Lord. So we decided that on the first day of school, we would gift each of our kids with a gift that would help them grow in the faith. So that could be things that we've either done in the past or we plan to do in the future. Just to give you some ideas, is giving them a children's Bible, or giving them, when they're a little bit older, giving them a regular Bible, giving them a study Bible, maybe as a teenager, giving them things like a prayer journal. This year, funds are a little bit tight, and so instead of gifting something brand new to them, I'm going online and there are great free printables of prayer cards for kids, just reminders of things to help them remember to pray for. And they've got some great fun pictures and things like that. So I'm going to print those out, put them on a ring for them, and then give that to them as a way to encourage them in their prayer time. Also doing prayer journals, things like that. That could just be a notebook. And I think that's what we're probably going to do this year, is a notebook that they can keep track of their prayer requests from, and then they can see how God is answering those prayers. It could be something like a Valley of Vision prayer book, or maybe just something on Christian living. And also devotional books are great too. If you want to give your kid a devotional book, whether it's a workbook to go through or just a devotional that they can read. Giving your kids a copy of the catechism or catechism flashcards, giving them a hymnal or a songbook. If they're learning how to play the piano or something like that, maybe it's, praise and worship music, whatever it is. You guys can get creative, and you can see it doesn't have to be something that costs a lot financially. It can be very, very simple tools. It could be advice that you would give them, but whatever it is, we wanted to kind of equip them for that. Another great thing would be tabs for their Bibles, with the different books of the Bible. That can be a great idea as well. So obviously you can see it could be a whole wide range of things. You can decide, but if that's an idea you like, feel free to take it. But again, I think the big thing with this is just to remember to keep it lighthearted and fun, to not get so stuck in tradition that you beat yourself up when you can't do it on the off years, and make it your own and make it what you can. Any day can be special depending on your attitude. Really, that is what I have noticed is like the number one thing about making really mundane moments special, is mom being excited and being over the top and projecting that to her kids. Your kids will feed off of your energy and your excitement. And if you are constantly grumbling and mumbling about, we've got to start school next week, it's going to be, we're going to have to wake up early, or I'm not looking forward to doing the lesson planning again, or whatever, they're going to feed off that energy. So start talking it up before you get to school. Get excited. Oh my goodness, like countdown. I can't believe it's only 10 days till we start school again. And then making a big deal in the moment of the day, even if you're not doing big actions, having a big attitude really can help your kids' excitement build. And excitement goes a long way. You can feed off of that excitement for a couple weeks before reality really starts to sink in. So anyways, just remember those things. I hope you guys have a great, fantastic first day of school. I would love to know what awesome traditions you guys do. Do you do these traditions? Do you do something else? Leave that in the comments. If this video has been helpful, please share and like and subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I would love for you guys to check out my other videos and to check out my channel. I hope you guys have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.